Welcome back. This is the Prussian Prince back with another StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm replay cast. This is going to be not a 3v3, but this is going to be a 2v2. I'm of course playing with Rick Sosten, so we are both Terran and Zerg against Zerg and Protoss. So as you can see, like I'm just going, obviously no 6-pull for Rick Sosten, no 888 from me. For Rick Sosten, he's just gonna send that Overlord out. Same with Imperious. Standard stuff in the beginning. Probably gonna be a pylon from, let's see where he's gonna drop the pylon. Over here it seems. As for myself, I'm just building my depot. Rick Sosten's Overlord is still going. Now this probe, he's gonna do a 9 scout. And if you do a 9 scout, that obviously, well, not obviously, but most of the time, it means that you're gonna try go for Nexus first, at least in 1v1, so that's something you gotta keep in mind. Now, I'm gonna go for a Rax here. I just barely get it off before he gets in. He could have stopped me for a second, tried to delay my Rax. And honestly, I didn't really need to wall off that much. Well, still a decent idea if I'm playing against the Zerg. Still, like, he does get a... Wait, where is his probe? Where's his probe? Did he die? Oh no, he's over here. I'm still chasing it with my SCV. At this point, I should have just sent my SCV back to mine, I think. I don't think it's that necessary to chase. It's gonna get caught off over here, though. I wonder if Rick's gonna send those drones up here to cut him off. No. So we're gonna survive. Rick is gonna send the drone to go for a hatchery, it seems. Couple minerals late, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. This is not GSL or MLG, DreamHack, WCS, or whatever. I'm obviously just gonna scout over here, and you can see that we have an extractor being made for Imperious. As for myself, I'm just morphing, well, not morphing, but upgrading to Orbital Command. Also getting a CC over here, so 1 Rax FE for the win. Terran style, Wings of Liberty style, not with Reapers. You can see over here though that the gas is probably gonna go into speed, I think. As for Meat Wallet, he's just gonna get his cybernetics core up. And another gateway. He's got 2 gateways. In total, he's gonna get a forge as well. Imperious's base, well, his expansion is over here, and my SCV does actually scout it. If you press V, you can actually see the vision, and we can see quite a bit, especially with Rick Sosten's Overlord. But at the moment, we do have the expansion advantage, and Rick's base has actually not been up longer than who is it? Than Imperious's. So in that regard, Imperious is in a better situation, but Rick Sosten does have more money, and he's gonna have more supply as soon as he uses his larva, which he is right now. As for myself, like I should be rallying this SCV over to mine, but I have not done that yet. Honestly, like I should have just, when I told him to build the CC, I should have rallied him after just shift click on the mineral patch to do that next once he finishes the CC. I actually sent him over here for some reason, and would have been a waste of mining time. So you do see here my Marines. There's a weird little glitch though that I see. The selection thing is not there on the little cliff. Well, not cliff, but rather ridge. I still have basically an SCV here doing nothing, and I probably should hide replay timeline. You can see that I do have Marines ready in case of any eventuality, and more drones being sent to the natural for Rick Sosten. He does have 18 drones on his main, which is decent saturation. A little bit more than optimal. Optimal is 16 because that's 2 per patch, but you can still, with 18 you can still mine. Like there's also, it's still nice to mine off 3 with 3 workers out of 2 patches, because some two patches can be quite far away, which is like this one and this one. I believe they're the farthest away from, or is this one? This one and this one are the farthest away from the hatch, so those are the best to mine from, I think. But anyway, Meat Wallet is finally getting his command center over there, but a bit late. As for Rick, he's gonna send out his queen. Rick, did I say Ret? I meant Rick. And I do have obviously Marines. Rick still on 68 supply. Imperius on 44 supply. As for Meat Wallet, 39. So they've already fallen quite drastically behind in terms of macro. Only 23 probes for the Protoss and 38 drones for the Zerg, because obviously probes are for Protoss and drones are for Zerg. Now Rick Sostin has a huge amount of drones, 57. I have 37 SCVs. So Rick Sostin, he's easily gonna be able to saturate both his main, and his third. He should be sending some drones. Oh, he's just gonna make an infestation pit. If he makes more buildings here, which he is, then he's not gonna need to send more workers to his third base. But actually, he needs 2 more drones at least over here to mine. He's gonna send some drones to the third base. Where's the scan? I do not actually see it. But you can see that Meat Wallet has the least amount of units. Imperius and myself are quite even, which is never good for a Zerg. As for Rick, he's heavily ahead in terms of he's heavily ahead of everybody else. But you can see that I'm just gonna get a lot of depots and start mass producing units. Like, my macro is actually decent throughout this whole game. I'm not missing too many depots or anything, so my macro is decent. As for the Protoss over here, he is using his money at least, but how many probes does he have? Only has 30 probes, so it's not that difficult to use his money with 30 probes. Imperius is at 51 drones though, so that's a quite healthy drone count, but Rick Sostin has more and I have 45. And with mules, like, I'm in the edge, actually. And I'm gonna have basically Rick's on 3 base. The Zerg is almost on 3 base. He's gonna get that gold, but Rick's been having this third base for much longer than them. As for Meat Wallet, Meat Wallet and we're still on 2 base, but can't really expand safely to a third that easily. But I am getting my, well, I did get my CC over here and it's done. I'm probably gonna lift it and send it here. But I maybe should have sent it here if I had destroyed the rocks. It would have been nice to have the rich mineral field. Oh well, but you can see that Rick is getting set up as well as me. I am much lower on supply. That's because I'm going bio and he's going for Mass Roach, and with Mass Roach you can get maxed out quite easily. But you can see, however, that I'm gonna get a third base, and once I'm gonna get a third base and getting 2 more Braxes, and obviously, actually Rick is only getting upgrades out of 1 Evo chamber, but he's getting a 2nd Evo right now. But you can see that my macro is slipping a little bit right now, but that's because those 2 Braxes have not completed, and once they complete, it should be fine. I have medevacs on the way too. My first medevacs completed, and actually, no, not first medevacs completed. I was like, what? First medevacs at 13 minutes? That's like way too late. But I do actually have like a couple more medevacs. I have 6 more. Haven't hotkeyed those actually yet to an army group. I did take out the mothership core, a little bit overkill to stim so many units though, to try and kill it. But you can see Imperius, I mean, if you look at active forces tab, Rick Sostin is maxed. I am getting close to maxed. Yeah, and Meat Wallet only 100 supply, so that's a problem. You can see that macro wise I'm doing decently. As for the Zerg, he's not too shabby either, and they did actually ask in all chat that they should push, which is a little bit hilarious, because we saw it. All those overlords for Rickard there, just because he does not want any air units to take them down. But here comes the push for both Imperius and Meat Wallet. I actually got a nice scan off, and we see exactly what's happening. I actually saw that quite nicely. And over here it's gonna be really cool because Rick, he's gonna absorb most of the shots from the first volley from the units of the Protoss, and once we basically double teamed him, and then once we were done with him, we just merged our forces together and just destroyed this Zerg. We still have a heavy supply lead, like this battle was not even close. And I'm almost maxed once again, 179 supply, and Imperius, he actually left the game, and so did Meat Wallet. So you see, this is the difference between, like, if you have such a macro lead, I mean, late game, having better macro just helps you out so well. Because in the beginning, it's all about like, oh, who has the better micro, who has the better strategy, who can scout better. And as for the late game, and like when you're on 2-3 bases, even more, like macro becomes so much more important. But of course, micro is still important. Scouting is still important then. But yeah, in low level games, macro makes a huge difference in mid to late game. But anyway, that's enough for now, guys and girls. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and I shall see you next time.